Yes, masters. So from today, we are going to start with this beautiful book called Ikigai. So Ikigai is the Japanese, it's a beautiful book that emphasizes on the Japanese secret to a long and a happy life. And it is written by two beautiful authors, Hector Gracia and Francesco Miralles. So this book that we're going to discuss for the next couple of weeks, every Saturday and Sunday US time, and Sunday and Monday mornings India time. So this book describes basically a place where you need where your needs, your ambitions, your desires, our satisfactions in life, get to meet a balance. And how do we balance it and enjoy everything? So we today no more accept this Darwinian theory of existence that says that everything happened in this universe or into this existence by chance, but rather we understand now in a much spiritual yet scientific way that starting from quantum to this denser reality, from microsome to macrosome, there is a reason for everything to exist. So we all have a purpose for our existence. None of us, even from the smallest of the microsome to this human being, has come here just by like that. Every person who is here has a meaning and a reason for their existence. So this Ikigai defines that it is a Japanese word that determines a reason to live, a meaning, an understanding, and a purpose for our existence. So this book will give you all and a perspective on how to understand one's own purpose to live, find your purpose. It encourages introspection of one's own being. It reveals that secret of happy living and an intuitive approach to a healthy living. Understanding health in an intuitive way, in a personalized way. So it helps you to regain that positivity in life. It gives you an insight and a deeper perspective of life and to understand one's own greater purpose. So there are many things that this book is going to give you. So I request everyone to participate in this book every week, Saturday and Sunday evening US time. And I also encourage everyone to read this book and try to journey with the beautiful, masters who are going to come here, put their wisdom. They have worked so much to bring it in a very comprehensive yet dynamic and a very elaborate way. So use this time and try to understand the book. As you journey with the author, you journey with yourself and you journey with the masters here. Bring your perspective every week and let us try to understand this book in a very lively and understanding or in an open way, I would say. So use the time and explore this book. So I won't take any more time and request Sindhuja ma'am, whenever you're ready, you can start the session. Thank you so much.
Are we meditating, Ravli ma'am?
Yeah, whatever the approach, I have no idea, ma'am, what you're gonna do.
Yeah. Let's meditate for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And if you can play the music, I can guide or you can.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it, definitely.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear masters, all of you, sit straight. Fold your legs, clasp your fingers, and gently close your eyes. Just have a deep inhale and exhale. One more round, deep inhale and exhale. Last round, masters. Inhale and exhale. Just relax your body by observing the body part, starting from top of your head, and your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chest and your stomach. Relax your thighs. Relax your legs. And relax your foot. Wiggle your toes and feel the touch of Mother Earth. And feel the energies coming from Mother Earth through your legs and touching all the body parts and to your head. Now let's observe your breath, masters. Normal, natural breath. Let's go into deep for 10 minutes and utilize the time and touch to the deep core of your heart. Inhale and exhale. Just observe your breath. Nothing else to do. Everything can wait. Last 5 minutes, masters. Last 2 minutes, masters. Let's utilize the time and reach to the deep. Last 1 minute, masters. And now slowly bring back yourself to the physical world. Let's convey our gratitude to Brahmashri Pitama Patriji, Dr. G.K. Sir, and to the universe, and to our beloved parents, family members, and to our all friends gathered today to meditate and listen to the wisdom session. And finally, gratitude to ourselves for taking time and participating in the group meditation. Now place your fingers on your eyes and slowly open your eyes. Thank you, masters. If you have a water beside you, please have a glass of water and enjoy the session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Swarna Master, for taking up this beautiful meditation. It was very energetic. So let's start the session, Masters. So first, I'll introduce myself. So hello, Masters. Welcome to today's session. A very good evening and good morning to everyone. So let me introduce quickly. So I am living in Qatar. My name is Sindhuja, and I am basically from India. And I started meditation journey from 1 year. As I'm doing meditation since 1 year, and in between, I got connected to the spiritual tablets team, and I'm currently undergoing spiritual tablets level 1 course. And few benefits I would like to share that I got from meditation in my life are that I am having this awareness, consciousful life, awareful life, living life more compared to before. And practicing this mindful technique has helped me widely, and I see a lot of difference in myself than what I was living before when I was not doing meditation. So this is about me, and let's quickly begin with the book club. I would like to share my slide. Hope you are able to see my screen, masters. So, masters, in today's session is all about introduction to the concept of Ikigai, its roots, and how these authors came together and started writing this amazing concept and what all it contains. So, masters, this concept of Ikigai is nothing but the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. So, written by Hector Garcia and Francis Mirrors, authors, um, they start this book with this beautiful proverb saying, only staying active will make you want to live 100 years. So, masters, as you can make out, there is a lot of thing that is active life can make us do in terms of longevity that we will definitely see in this book. And contents, these are the contents. So today we will focus on the prologue and the first chapter, that is Ikigai, which is a brief introduction on the art of staying young while growing old. So firstly, let me start with prologue. So first, let us look at our life itself, masters. So for this, I would like to ask some questions here, and please feel free to share your views or maybe what you feel. You can, I'll unmute, that means you can unmute yourself and you can share or you can write in chat box. So these questions I would like to ask you. So have you ever thought about finding what is the meaning of your life, or maybe is the point just to live longer, or should we seek higher purpose in life, right? So have you ever come across these questions? So, and then, like, why do people know what they want or have passion while others languish in confusion? So putting in general, masters, in some point of our life we may have faced these questions, right? So, and don't you think it's important to get answers to such questions? Uh, so yes, this book club, when if you're attending this book club, you're surely going to get the answers for such questions, masters. So if anybody wants to share anything, like, you can go ahead, masters.
Yeah, we have a few masters answered yes, and to these questions.
Okay.
So I think already some of them are already into the journey, thinking about their purpose.
Yes, master.
So yeah, masters, if anybody wants to talk, you can unmute and talk. Otherwise, we can have a QA session in the end.
Yes, masters, definitely. You would have all faced this question, and yes, that would have made you even to attend this book club as well. And I'm sure you'll get those answers. So let me begin with the introduction part. Coming to introduction, masters. So in order to find answers to such questions, first let us know about this American psychologist, Abraham Maslow, and the pyramid, that is the hierarchy of needs, which is very helpful here, right? So Maslow's hierarchy of needs helps us to explain the progression in life, starting from uh, the physiological needs. He states about physiological needs, and then he puts something about safety needs, and then comes the emotional needs, and then we have esteem needs, and then above all, most importantly, what comes is self actualization, and or a desire to become something, and we want to realize who we are. But however, masters, what happens as we, uh, you know, just lead our lives, many peoples, even in today, or maybe you can see most of the people are suffering from identical crisis. That is, there is no proper sense or purpose in life. That is, we miss to understand the purpose of our life, why we have taken the birth, why we are living this life. Also, we miss to really live as a family. We miss that togetherness or the tendency to socialize. Marriages and relationships are not expected to last long these days. Or we wake up every morning with a feeling of missing true calling, and we go to work with a sense of doing it as a duty rather than doing it with a sense of purpose, or eagerness to help others or bring change. And I can say, like, maybe to create a difference in the world. We don't have these thoughts in our mind. Rather we go to a work with a sense of, as if we see only it as a duty. And maybe we have started buying things, or our materialistic things, just to belong, to show up, or just to belong to a particular social group. And our escape have become um, the reason for not getting socialized. That is, we sit in front of our computer screens, television, and we involve only socializing through our cell phones. So basically, we miss purpose of life here. But it's never too late, masters. So even if you are in the age of 8 year, if you are a small, if we are a small kid, you can say for him as well. Or if you are an 80-year old, it's never too late to explore this concept of purpose of life and come up with the answers. It helps us to set a in right path. It's never too late to find the happiness in life. So here we have to discuss about, in this direction we have to discuss about this Austrian psychiatrist and psychotherapist who developed the physiological approach known as logotherapy, which helps people to find purpose in life and also cure many disease and problems applying his techniques, that is in which are there in logotherapy. So this is very popular in Western countries, as you know. Then coming to Viktor Frankl and his book, he was the author of this book, Man's Search for Meaning. So he writes in this book based on his experiences after undergoing various Nazi concentration camps. And some of the quotes by him in this book are given like this. So, first one is like, don't aim at success, for success, like happiness, cannot be pursued, it must ensue. That means, happiness is not what you can pursue, but it is the byproduct or the result of what we do, or what something. It's not just a thing which we can pursue. And coming to one more quote, that is, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, that is to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, and to choose one's own way. That means, so yes, how we have our attitude towards the life in any given situation matters very much, and that is, attitude is everything. So Victor, coming to let's see the Viktor Frankl's logotherapy and methods in it. So on logotherapy, masters, here I can say that logotherapy and existential analysis and combining well-being theory, it is helpful to discover one's true potential. And some of the factors are such as relationships, meanings, achievements, positive emotions, engagements. These are some of the factors involved here. So involving these factors, and one can know that by being well-being, by flourishing and self-transcendence, we can find the meaning or purpose in life. So this will be further explained by my friends in upcoming sessions, masters. And the primary technique offered by logotherapy or the existential analysis can be explained. First one here is paradoxical intention. So here what happens is clients learn to overcome their obsession or anxiety, we may say, by self-distracting or humorous exaggeration. So by their problems can be dealt by humorously taking it, or maybe we can say in a positive attitude by taking it. Then what happens? De-reflection. Drawing the client's attention away from their symptoms is what done in this step. Then in Socratic dialogue and attitude modification, doctors ask questions designed to help clients find and pursue self-defined meaning in life. So these are the steps involved in that. Then coming to stacking up the pyramid, Maslow's pyramid. What Maslow has explained can be combining this logotherapy and putting it into this Maslow's pyramid. We can explain that in the base, first layer, there is physiological needs to be fulfilled. As a human takes birth and proceeds with his life, initially we have to fulfill our physiological needs. It is a must. Uh, Man's focus is mostly on the physiological needs, such as food, water, air, shelter, the essential basic things. Then comes in layer 2, the need of safety. Everyone likes to be safer from danger. You also like to financially be secure, healthy, and emotionally secure, isn't it? So these are the things which a human focuses next. Then his focus goes on his third layer, that is the need of love and belonging. These can be said that these are like emotional needs. Having a family and friends is like fantastic, isn't it? So next is like in the fourth layer we can see the need for esteem. It's a nice to have daily feeling of accomplishment, and esteem lifts ourselves. This can also be explained like ego needs the can be fulfilled here. Then comes this final layer, fifth layer, that is self actualization. This is the need to be here. We have to be creative and to develop our spirituality. Then it's the work you do to reach your maximum limit or potential. And apparently maybe you don't need this every day, but what happens is it is important that one involves spiritually, isn't it? So we all have been involved ourselves spiritually today when we see look into our lives, and you may be knowing how it has changed or your perspectives towards life. So I would like to share about my experience here. So involving in meditation or spirituality, I have started to become this whole new kind of a person. I can see myself uh, experiencing lot of changes, masters. So even though my search for purpose is still on, I know that a lot of about myself has yet been explored. So that I am still exploring, but lot of things have I made myself realize, and I have become more conscious or awareful living day to day life in day to day involving myself in day to day activities, and self love is taken care about. and I am being more responsible in my actions, my words, my speech. Then getting out of my comfort zone is one of the biggest thing I was able to do, and expand my limits. These are some things I was able to achieve. And also, I shifted towards healthier lifestyle habits, which I was never doing before. And basically, my attitude towards life has changed, and others, also others. Basically, my life towards my attitude towards my life and others has completely changed, and it is improving day by day. And I'm sure you would all have this kind of stories with you. So yes, masters, we would discuss about it also. So coming to the authors, Hector Garcia and Francis Mirrors, I would like to share that these authors put together these concepts that we discussed till now, that is the Maslow's theory and um, logotherapy, and they created the framework by studying especially these people belonging to this village of Ogimi, that is known for longevity uh, in the world. One of the places known for longevity. It is situated in Okinawa Island in Japan. So talking about the authors, I would like to share that Hector Garcia is a citizen from Japan where he has lived for over a decade, and also he lived in Spain where he was born. He is the author of several books about Japanese culture, including number one bestseller in Japan and worldwide, that is A Geek in Japan. Also, it includes that Ikigai, one of the best selling books in the world. It was translated to 70 different languages, originally written in Spanish. So, telling more about the author, he was an former software engineer, and he worked at Kern in Switzerland before moving to Japan. Also, he is the author of, also he is the creator of a popular blog, kirainet.com. And in his own words, author explains that I love learning about almost anything. My interests keep changing over the time, but I never get tired or, observing knowledge. I enjoy following my curiosity wherever it leads, and while doing so, I extract lessons from observation and how the world works, the cultures, and life. So he beautifully explains the way he lives here. And then, coming to the other author, Francis Mirrors, he is an award winning author who has written the number one best selling self help books. Lot of self help books he has written, and also he has written some inspirational books. Born in Barcelona, he studied journalism, English literature, and German. And he has worked as editor, translator, and also a ghost writer. And telling more about author, that he finished his degree in German philology and he took up master degree in publishing. After working for a while at some publishing houses, he decided to abandon his job totally and dedicated himself towards writing. Currently, he is a literary advisor and belongs to a music band with four published albums, and also has collaborated with several media. And his other works include You Are the Night, other than Ikigai. And also his one more book, Love in Lowercase, has filmed as well. So, masters, coming to this book, Ikigai, how it all started means first, this book came into big being on a rainy night in Tokyo when both the authors came together, they were discussing, and eventually they kept in touch. And afterwards, as they discussed about these concepts which we discussed till now, So they were more curious and they wanted to know about these people here who live in Japan, especially in this place of Ogimi. And they come up with the idea to write about this book. So they started researching and collecting the information at this place of Okinawa, that is Ogimi, which has got the nickname of the village of longevity, as mostly centenarians live there. So, as they studied why the inhabitants of this island, that is in South Japan, live longer than anywhere else in the world, or maybe in addition to the things like having a healthy full diet, the villagers had a healthy full diet there, and they had a simple life in outdoor. They braved and they were on green tea most of the time, and they had the subtropical climate. Something which is more important or more important thing to notice here is that there is an ikigai that is shaping their life here. So, this again, this curious word ikigai you are hearing here. As they know more about this thing that is ikigai and more about the lifestyle of people of Ogimi, the authors came to know about the origin of the people in Ogimi, that you know people of Ogimi in the earlier days lived by collecting shells from the bottom of the ocean, and that is they lived by collecting shells and taking pearls out of it. So, which was also known as uh, lived life lived by collecting shells, which was also known as ikigai. So here iki means life and kai meant shells. That's it. But eventually, as ikigai was morphed into the meaning more than life shell, thus ikigai became into ikigai. And ikigai was made up of two words which can be translated as iki, which translates to life, and gai means worth. So this localates there started to find purpose of their life in the original days, beginning days, by collecting shells and living their life. So this word came up, and ikigai just means, as I said, life's work. But masters here eventually, as they went deep into the researching and all, authors come to know that ikigai maps four simple directions. Ikigai map has four simple directions to follow. That is by doing what you love, and that is do what you are good at. By doing these things, you can actually, uh, if you are better at doing what the world needs, you can be rewarded for that is what the world can be reward. What the world can reward you, you will get that. So this is like the life cycle which became over there. And the four pillars of this is love, talent, usefulness, and the profit or benefit here. So by finding the purpose or ikigai of one's true purpose, we can say that ikigai is a part of balanced life that is productive and enjoyable. It is something which we should we enjoy living, and you have gifts that are begging to put to good use. So understanding our ikigai is a way to put our gifts to work, so you can enjoy and get benefits out of it. So here you can see that ikigai is just explained as roughly translated the happiness of always being. And also here author mentions in characters Chinese sorry Japanese characters, that is iki and gai, which means life lived to be worthwhile. So putting the concept of Maslow's hierarchy of needs into this beautiful Venn diagram by Mark Twain, that is Mark Twain's Venn diagram, Ikigai can be simply explained as like this. That is, when you are doing both, uh, you know, first let me explain. So, what is the reason for being means, or purpose of Ikigai? Considering this Maslow's pyramid put into Venn diagram, we can explain there are four directions in our life. That is doing what you love, and maybe doing what the world needs. One more is doing what you can be paid for, and then one more is doing what you are good at. Then these four things can be explained in brief, in elaborated way, that the attitude around them is built around the four meanings of life. That is love, talent, usefulness, as I said before, profit. One more is profit. Also, the four actions come here into consideration. That is profit, mission, passion, mission, profession, and vocation. Then the two virtues come into consideration. Here, the selflessness and selfishness. Then, which actually leads to the four emotions: satisfaction, comfort, thrill, and delight. So I'll explain this in detail here. So the four meanings, that is love, talent, usefulness, profit. How we get this means, when you are doing both what you love and what the world needs, it is called what the world needs. It is called mission. That means you are following your mission. When you do what you love and what you are good at, that means you are following your passion. And then when you do something what the world needs and what you can be paid for, it will be called as, or vocation. But when you do what you are good at and what you can be paid for, that means you are doing your profession. I'll give the examples also for this, masters. So first, I want to explain that when you're following your mission, maybe you're doing something what you love, and also it is what the world needs as well. But you may not be completely satisfied with what you're doing. For example, here, masters, I would like to take the life example of a NGO or an activist. So he may be doing that thing because he is very much into it, and the world needs it as well. Activist or a social worker. But what happens is when he is not completely giving 100% to it, or maybe he is not very much earning from it, he will not be, definitely he will not be like giving, enjoy, he is not enjoying his thing, and what he is doing, and is not properly paid as well. So that will not, something will be missing in his life. Similarly, when we consider the life of a singer or a dancer artist, so they may be doing what they love, or what they may be good at it eventually when they practice, lot practice. But what happens here is they may not be well paid, and they may not they may not get lots of attention, and they may feel that something is missing in their life. Similarly, the same thing happens when a software engineer following his profession. That is, he may be good at it and he is very well paid, but he always feels he is missing something in his life. He may we have a lot of examples also in today's life, that most of the software engineers, I'm just taking an example of that profession, so many of them have quit and started to pursue their in true calling. Then coming to vocation, consider the example of here, a teacher, professor, uh, or a engineer masters, civil engineer maybe. They may be doing things what the world needs. They are helping the world out. That means by teaching, a professor helps lot of people, right? And they are well paid as well. But when they are not, constantly updating themselves in life, maybe if they are not updating, and they are not good at it, and they don't enjoy what they are doing, they will definitely not enjoy what they are doing. So hence the balance here is very important, that is to have a purpose, proper purpose, that makes us have a complete purpose, or our ikigai. So as I said, coming to the four emotions, how this happens means, so when someone does when passion, they do follow their passion and their mission, they may be delightful that time, but when they're missing proper salary, they may not be paid well, so they will not be wealthy, they will not feel fullness. And then coming to people who follow their mission and vocation, they are very excited about what they do, but the sense of uncertainty always is there in them. And when they do follow passion and with their profession, they will have the satisfaction, but the feeling of uselessness is, constantly they are having that feeling. And when they follow their profession occasion, they are comfortable doing it, but the feeling of emptiness constant. And also, coming to the virtues, two virtues, that is selflessness and selfishness. Here, I can say that when you're doing something what you're good at and what the world needs, that means you're selfless, very selfless. But you have to have little selfishness as well. That means you have to think of yourself. Otherwise, you will not enjoy what you're doing. And when you're doing only what you love and what you're good, very well paid for, that means you're being selfish in life. That means you're doing things for more for yourself, and that definitely not helps you feel happy at some point of time. When you may be initially enjoying it, you may be doing very well in profession, but eventually when you reach at some age in life, maybe your 40s 50s, we can say, that means you feel something is missing in life. So there should be a balance in all of these things that makes our purpose fulfilled, or our ikigai, we can reach our ikigai. So examples here, as I said, master, a singer, dancer, or an artist. These people, what they should do, what the solution means, they should figure out how to make money. That means how they can implement in making money, what they are good at. And they should start marketing themselves by following their passion. Then when people who follow their mission, these people should figure out how to get better at their work. Along following their mission, they should, get better at their work, and maybe that really helps them. And somebody who is following their occasion, these people should constantly challenge themselves to get better and better as days passes, and that time only they can enjoy their profession and their life. And coming to someone who is doing their profession kind of a thing, then these people should keep trying new things and do more of what they love, rather than simply going in their profession. Maybe they can do some hobbies, or some extra part. If they have time, they can just know more about themselves and involve in it, like that. So these things help to change our perspective, and our finding our purpose in life, that is our ikigai. So coming to implementing these things by seeing the persons in who live in Ogimi, this village, you can observe here in this diagram, that is in this image, that all the persons who live here are almost more than their 80 years old, or even hundreds. They are across their century as well. So something which they usually do is having their moringa tea. that is brewed with pure water, and they have this fruit called shikuasa, a lime-like fruit it is, uh, filled with punches of antioxidants which boost their you know life, which boost their being. And coming to this thing, that is we have to observe here that Okinawa is a place where at the time of World War II, more than 200,000 lives were lost from the enemy country or enemy people. Even though this happened, Okinawa people live by a principle of Ichariba Chode, which is a local expression that means treat everyone like brothers, even if you have never met them before. They have this feeling of friendliness towards outsiders. So, here coming end to this brief introduction about this book, I can say authors wrote this book. The purpose of this book was to bring the secret of Japan's centenarians to us, and as it may become a tool to find our own ikigai. Those who discover their ikigai has everything they need for a long and joyful life. This is what the authors here opinion. So as we go and check into this book, he says happy travels. So let us dive in, masters, in different chapters. So here coming to the first chapter is Ikigai, that is the art of staying young while growing old. Is all about this chapter is all about brief introduction about the book, all the concepts which come across this book. So this we'll see now. So whatever you do, don't retire. In this concept, authors explain that when they observe in Japan, they observe that people never usually retire there. In fact, many people, they believe that doesn't exist a word called retiring or retirement in their uh, Japanese language, which usually means lack of workforce, living workforce for good in English. So you can observe here, masters, even at very old age, this women seems like more than 50, or of course more than that here. They are, doing exercise, and they get together as much as possible whenever possible. So they are all exercising together here, and this person is not retired. Maybe he looks like in his 80s or 90s, but still he is very busy in doing his work. Then the island of almost eternal youth. So not only that they live much longer here, we have to observe that compared to rest of the world population, not only that they live much longer, but they actually suffer very less from chronic illness like cancers, heart disease, inflammatory disorders. All these are very less here. And many of the centenarians enjoy evitable levels of vitality and health, and that would be like unthinkable for others who are living in Western countries, or where advanced technology is there elsewhere in the world. So this is not something they can understand. Then when compared, when blood test is done, and the test revealed that there are fewer free radicals, which is responsible for aging. And as a result of maybe this is as a result of drinking that moringa tea, which is brewed from you know pure water, and they have this concept of eating until their stomach are only 80% full. We can say we also have this in spiritual tablets, right, masters? That is, we have to do, or we have to follow optimal diet. That is in food and in speech, in thoughts, everywhere we follow this concept, isn't it? So this is something like that. When it comes to diet, they follow this concept of eating their eating up to their stomach is 80% food. Then women experiences more moderate symptoms during menopause. And both men and women maintain higher level of sexual hormones until much later in life. Then the rate of dementia, that is forgetting, is very well below the global average here in the persons. So coming to this concept, that is the 80% secret, one of the most common saying in Japan is like hara hachibu, which is like represent, they repeat these sentences before eating. And that means like fill your belly up to 80% only. Now, technically, we may not do like 80%, eating 80% is not possible, right? But what they do is they stop eating when they feel they have that feeling of our stomach is like getting, filled. So the also one more thing here to observe here in this picture, you can see that the way the food is served here also is very important. By presenting their meals on very many small plates, the Japanese tend to eat less. Obviously, when you see at this picture, you feel that lot of food is served, but the thing is here, small quantity of food only is served with small bowls, right? So they tend to use less when they do this. And a typical meal in a restaurant in Japan is served like this, maybe five, six plates, small plates, with a with comparatively large plate having a main dish in large amount. Then coming to when we look at this, the five blue zones. This is explained by Dan Buchanan in his book The Blue Zones. So he explains here all the blue zones, that is where people uh, who live longer than compared to other parts of the world, the centennials are observed here in these blue zones. So first comes this Okinawa, Japan, in Japan. Then comes this Sardinia in Italy, especially the provinces of Nuro and Olastra. Then comes Loma Linda in California. Then Nyoka Peninsular in Costa Rica and Icaria in Greece. So we shall see one by one what are the factors making the people live there longer compared to other parts of the world. So in coming to first place, that is in Okinawa, you can observe that food is how they eat food is really important to them, and they usually socialize. They whenever they get chance, they never miss to socialize. They combine, they laugh, and they have food together. And these people are mostly on diet which is healthy. That is, they consume lots of fruits, vegetables. Then coming to Italy, second one, that is Sardinia. There also we can observe that these people in Italy consume lots of fresh, healthy vegetables, and they have fewer amount of, every day they may have this little amount of wine, and they never fail to socialize. Here you can see at this age, people are, fooling around. They may gather together and they are just enjoying their life. Then here in uh, Loma Linda, California, you can see people socialize, involved in activities, and they are here. You can observe they are doing some cycling marathon maybe, and then having healthy food. Then in Costa Rica, you can observe that uh, very old couple is sitting here and chatting, and they are involved themselves in farming, and they are here the person, very old person, is doing horse riding. So most of the people here, when observed in all these spaces, and at last in Greece, people are involving in active games, farming, and a healthy diet, fresh, healthy diet. So we can observe here that all the people here doing one thing in common. That is, they are some things are very common here. They are having this healthy diet, and they are socializing. They never miss an opportunity. They are living an active life, and many such things. Whatever is required for living a healthy life, they are doing all such things which we miss doing in um, these places, like most of America, or other countries, maybe even in India. Most of us miss to do such things. And finally, saying about Moai, connected for life. So Moai is nothing but an informal group of people who have common interest, and they look after one another. And the members of the Moai group set a monthly contribution to that group. And this payment allows them to participate in meeting, debates, games, they to enjoy their hobbies and all. And the funds collected by the group are used for group activities, and the leftover money is given if anybody needs it as a support. So in this way, they also maintain emotional and financial stability. Then, so this is all I wanted to share, masters. We will continue our session in next class. That is tomorrow's session. We will see about anti-aging secrets. What are the anti-aging secrets that they have, and in the place Okinawa, what they follow, and all secrets regarding that we shall see in detail tomorrow. So this is it for now. So masters, I would like to ask you if you have any doubts, or if you have anything to share, you have any questions, you can go on, masters. Just go on, masters. Yeah.
Yeah, masters, if you can raise your hands, or you can simply. Yeah, thank you, Sindhuja ma'am. Thank you. It's beautiful discussion and a beautiful wisdom sharing. Slides are very well, very colorful slides, so very attractive. And thank you very much for all the information. It's a lot of information, and definitely we got thoughts put into our purpose. And thank you very much for everything.
I think there is a hand raised. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think someone hand raised, ma'am. I will ask.
Yeah, so Sindhuja ma'am, thank you so much. It's very nicely explained. One question I have, watching all the 5 different groups of people, they seem to be monolithic. They're all belonging to one type of people, and people we are living in America, for example, and finding that type of commonality, and also. These all seem to be very small places, like small hamlets. And how do you see that translating into places like I live in New Jersey, and New Jersey heavily populated, but there's tremendous loneliness. People, maybe a lot of people together in one room, but they're all lonely. They're not connecting with each other. Whereas you see those 5 different places you showed, there seem to be that some kind of a bonding is there. So that's just my observation here.
Yes, yes, master. I think, masters, we should here know that our attitude, that definitely has to change in these places. Not only, as you said, New Jersey, most of the people living in the world, when compared to these people, centenarians and all, they have this approach towards life is totally different. Yes, master. I think Chandra sir would like to add to this.
Oh, thank you for the question, Upendra ji. See, primarily, if you look into it, right, when we say Ikigai, Ikigai has got 4 core elements, which is not restrictive in nature to any particular regionality or the crowd. The practices. Sindhuja, can you put your Venn diagram onto the screen?
Yes, sir. Sure.
See, the critical success factors for Ikigai to work is centered around what you love. Every person is capable of concentrating on these 4 critical success factors, which is there is a vision, there is passion, there is a profession, and there is a vocation. The combination of these 4 don't have any relationship with this. It's a question of the attitude and approach that we take to life. Suppose we build our life around what we love, what we need, and what the world needs. You will never go wanting for delighting yourself. So the combination of love and mission will give you the delight that you require. The combination of mission and vocation will give you a sense of achievement, a sense of purpose, a sense of meaning at what you are doing. Then combining the vocation, what you enjoy, with your profession gives you the compensation that is required, which will again come to help you not worry about your sustainability, but you will be able to live above the sustainability requirements. And last but not the least, combining your profession and passion. We all know, we have been in the corporate world where we have learned that if my profession becomes my passion, my deliverable, my commitment, my ownership of what I am doing, right, will enhance, and I don't have to worry, hey, what will I do? Today I am working on, let us say, COBOL programming, and the day after tomorrow it has become Python programming. Right? Instead of trying to look at what will Python do for me, I concentrate on the business model. COBOL gives you excellent grounding when it comes to how a business should be organized. So you will rise above, and you will let the coders do the job of coding, but you will do what you are good at. So by combining these 4 entities, filling up, living together, and creating a community of yourself around becomes the success factors around which we can find the ikigai of our life and make it purposeful. The moment we make it purposeful, how does it matter whether it is America, whether it is India, whether it is a village, or whether it is Timbuktu? For example, see, even the authors, neither of them is Japanese. Neither of the authors is Japanese. Both of them have lived there, but they are Spanish. So that would be the way we would need to take the lesson out of whatever we have done so far.
Okay, thank you. I think one of the things is that you also have to deal with the peer pressure, because you don't have the sort of like-minded people. So there is also some challenges you have to face, I think. Yeah.
Yes. No, that is understood. But then the moment you start helping the other will start helping you. So where is the question of competition? See, peer pressure is because of competition. Suppose I create an environment where competition is missing and co-opetition starts. Then where is the pressure?
The key word is cooperation. Yeah, so I agree. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much for the question.
Yeah, Lakshmi ma'am, I think.
This ma'am, Lakshmi.
Okay. Are you able to unmute?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jam. And very well explained by Chandra sir. Apart from this, what I understood with that Venn diagram is the shift you need to take. You know, I cannot be all the time daughter. I cannot be all the time teacher. I cannot be all the time daughter-in-law. So that shift is what I felt in that Venn diagram is very well explained. As in, like, today, if I'm a parent, I should know my priority will be a parent. Tomorrow, if I become a grandparent, I will be priority as a grandparent. So the right way of looking at it and doing what much is needed. So I could really see all the spiritual tablet, three dharmas, the shift as well as the amount of time we dedicate to it. No, I cannot be all the time 24 hours into my profession field. So I feel the day balance as well as shift with your role is what we need to understand. Initially, probably in my professional life, while we are settling, maybe my profession takes more at a gravity, definitely. But the moment I know it is stable, I should know to focus on my family and myself. We all the time only dedicate our most of time to what is the work which earns us more. So here this book or this concept beautifully brings in, as Sindhuja ma'am spoke so much elaborate about it. Thank you, ma'am, for that. I realize that we all can do it. Probably we know it. But the question always remains with us is how can we do? Or we need someone to be seen, to be done, and be more and happy. You know, as Chandra sir said, if this cooperation is there with everyone, how will be the challenge looked at? The challenge would probably have a different direction or different understanding altogether. The word probably challenge would not be a challenge. It would have been more of exploration every day. So the way we look at it would have been more different. At the same time, we are with ourselves to do what we are needed to do, purpose of our life. Each individual may have different, whether they're in village, whether they're in city, but they do have. So connecting to ourselves with our own purpose itself is what everywhere probably we are hearing, no matter whether we are in village or city, of course. So it is like, whether I am being a driver or a doctor, the attitude I carry with my job, sincerity, punctuality, whatever, it can be exhibited anywhere, right? So it is like that. So whether my work is in the city or village, my life is in city or village, it is what we look at it. But what this diagram gives is the choice. We understand. Many of us overlap how to bring my purpose. How do I do? This diagram, if you sit and collate with your own things, I'm mostly sure that most of us can really, really put our ideas and do it. Thank you, Sindhuja ma'am. Thank you, Chandra sir. And beautiful questions, sir. Upendra sir. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. I think you really put it in very well, you and Chandra sir. Thank you so much, ma'am, for helping me out and explaining. Yes, sir. You think Parameshwaran, sir?
Namaste. My camera is closed without my knowledge. I don't know what is it. Anyway, namaste, everybody. Thank you, friends, for bringing out this Ikigai to this forum. And thanks to my friend Chandra Mudali, sir, who has been with us to explain any concept without any doubt in our mind. Yes. Though I have not read this book, I heard of the book, I have not bothered to read the book, but I knew this concept from a friend of mine, maybe 1 year or 2 years back. But when I look back at my life, these concepts I have implemented more or less. And if I am sitting in front of you and talking happily, it is because of that. I found my Ikigai again. And when you say all this here, what is behind it? That Maslow's hierarchy of needs, always you have to look into it. That is the fundamental, always, right, for any human being. And about happiness analysis the other day from Ramakrishna Ashram, Brahmachari also explained. So if you correlate one to another, we can understand. So everything leads to the same, but we have to practice what we learn. We have to implement in our life, then we find it. Little bit, then you find. So in my case, till 50, I was a banker, bank manager, working. Then I found something is missing, as mentioned. I quit the job in frustration, and just like that, joined for yoga. I become, started enjoying, and of course, become a yoga teacher, yoga master. Then so many alternative healing modalities, etc. in due course. So this started giving me joy. So whatever we mentioned here in the session, more or less I could get it. My passion I found, and I found that teaching is my passion. So teaching doesn't mean go to university alone. So I found, yeah, yoga teaching is the best. Even today, yoga. So, and again, transformation. The fundamental teaching is there, but from yoga, asana teaching, beyond that wisdom. That's why I'm with the spiritual tablets. I could see, nature will show us the path once you are in it. You should be open to ideas, that's all, like this, and implement little by little. And except here now, the passion can be the profession. So because we have to sustain, and also what we do should be useful to others also. I found all this in my yoga, and yoga doesn't mean not asana, the real yoga practices. But in the beginning, yes, I was also getting money. Sometimes I was taking, I was sent to corporates and all that. So I used to get good money sometimes, but I was not looking for that in that somehow, but my needs were met. And when I was working in a bank, my bank balance, when I see, and when today, my bank balance, huge difference. Today is better. I hardly had for my bare necessities those days, but today I don't find the lack. So the abundant, that mindset has come. So once you are going by your passion, and also see that in that others are also benefited, whether 1% or 100% immaterial. Earlier days when I take physical yoga sessions, 50 to 100, mostly software guys were there. But today, maybe 1 or 2 sometimes. I hardly take physical sessions still. Now here, say today 40% are now, right now. Sometimes only it will be 10. It's okay. So many, but some are benefited, some really take it. So we get the joy in that. And when you are interacting with people physically also, like they are living there in the society, whichever society, as our Ubendraji was asking, whether you are in a city or a town. In fact, I moved from the heart of the city to outer. No, I am still in Bangalore, but still another area, 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers. But now I'm looking for friends. I started playing carom board. Like, you are a king. I started playing my table tennis, which all I was doing there 3 decades back. So like this, you can change the life of other people also. You can touch their hearts. So it is happening. I am still into it, but I'm sure. As for money part, nature will show, because of the yoga and interaction with many people, something or other came into my way, and I started earning also. Earning, not making money, rightfully, legally, peacefully, and hardly any time is spent, very little, except using the brain. That's all. So things will settle down, and every one of us can find the Ikigai. just following your intuition. And for intuition, yes, meditation is the key to develop. Intuition cannot be purchased. So we have to meditate, and this is the right forum. And I'm happy that this has come. In fact, I referred about this in some day session about Ikigai also long back, if I remember right. So now you are elaborately bringing out 3-4 people together. I'm very happy, and I'm sure all of you will benefit. And please bring in more and more friends to the sessions. I'm sure then all will gain. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Parameshwaran sir. You really explained beautifully and you about your own experience, and it helps us to it motivates even me, how to live my life better. It motivates definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Master.
Welcome.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sureka ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Beautiful slides and beautifully explained the introduction and the first chapter. I mean, as part of this book club, I have learned a lot too. So I think you touched pretty much all the points. We'll learn more in detail later on the chapters. But as Chandra sir, Parmeshwaran sir, everybody mentioned, right? All the what is your Ikigai or whatever the activities you do. I think one key point I just want to emphasize here is like, whatever you do, whatever it is, you are happy, happily do it. No stress, no tension, or you don't do just because you have to do. So as long as you have that intention in you and you're doing it, it helps in a lot of ways, health wise, all our physical body level and mental level, all the 7 layers of body, everything will be affected with all this. So just, that is the most important thing I felt to give, in this introduction part. Anything, whatever you pick, even like you pick 10 different things, still are you happy or not? That's all matters. Yeah. That's what I felt, ma'am. I just thought of sharing. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing, ma'am. Definitely, ma'am. We have to give that, or as you said, ma'am, we have to be like that, and it definitely helps. Yes, ma'am. Lovely, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Hi, Sindhuja ma'am. Thank you so much. Beautifully presented. Looking lively and lovely. I think Ikigai brought that thing into you. Hi, Chandra sir. It's been so long. Haven't talked, and yeah, it was nice seeing you, sir. And yeah, Ikigai is such a beautiful book. I think from now, instead of saying hello or hi, we should ask each other what's your Ikigai. So that should be our way of conversing or saying, wishing others. So this is beautiful. And as Upendra sir was telling, people right now, we are living in this, human being has moved from this green jungle to this urban jungle, and people are so the whole cities are flooded and crowded with people, but yet there are so much separation between each other, just a wall apart, but souls apart, I would say. I think this Ikigai brings that one emphasis. Whenever Sindhuja ma'am has talked about everything, she has brought that community approach. Whatever place that she has talked about, each place, be it Japan, Beach Linda, California, or anywhere, those town or the small areas where there is a community that shares and cares for each other. And that I remembered of this beautiful article when I studied, which said, this Harvard scientist, when they try to analyze the human emotions, they said that, crying and feeling withdrawn is what originally helped our ancestors to secure social bond, and it helped them to get support that is needed. And in fact, it brought people closer to the suffering person, and in turn helped that person and the community in large to thrive. So perhaps this low-lying emotions brought that emotional bonding and helped people. I think that I think when you see in that way, of course, when this COVID happened, I observed among the community, especially in this tech industry, since my husband works, when everything shut down for those 6 to 8 months,
I remember one of my husband's colleague, he went into severe depression at an instant within a month or 15, 20 days. And he had to be on medication because people, when things are withdrawn from them, they didn't know their whole existence. They didn't understand why they were living for. They didn't have that balance. So I think Ikigai is something, whether you take midlife crisis, which happens after 40 years or anything, it's very, very important that since the beginning, I think in early adulthood, we need to understand that working for passion, working for money, everything is important. But one needs to have that inner peace, that stability or balance. When things go awry, you need to know how to be in that balance. I think that's what Ikigai talks about, that giving priority to yourself, to your family, to the community, and to your soul. And in this, when worked in equal parts, gives that beauty, and that is what the purpose of life is defined. Because when we say about purpose of life and talk about it, people try to understand that in one point approach. They see that, oh no, there should be one destination. So purpose of life is not like that. It's about enjoying every thing, but in a very balanced way, and satisfying yourself with respect to your inner soul needs and with respect to the community. When you strike that balance, I think that is what where you caught your Ikigai. And that's what even Parmeshwaran sir does, or that's what Upendra sir does, or Chandra sir does. You know, they enjoy, I think they know what they want in their life. They understood their purpose at this time, and they're enjoying it. You can see that in their work, in their face, and in their everything. So thank you so much. And thank you to the authors who have took that time, understood, introspected themselves, and went to these places and brought this book to give us this beautiful understanding towards this book, I think. Yeah, thank you so much, Sindhuja ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your.
Thank you, Ravali ma'am. Yeah, when you said let's greet each other, like what is your Ikigai? When before coming to this meditation, if we ask what is your purpose, it is kind of a tension, right? It's like it creates a tense fear within you. So that's how that purpose creates in public if you don't know the purpose. So it's very fearful. That's why I said, like, we can't say what is your purpose outside. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. They get scared. So yeah, very important that in everybody's life. But yeah, unfortunately, with ignorance, they don't know what it is, and they should know that. So yeah, thank you, Ravali ma'am.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. With India, ma'am, please go.
Sindhuja ma'am, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the beautiful slides and definitely great book. I understand you are in Qatar and it's very late for you. So special thank you. Thank you for taking the time and coming and doing this. So thank you. And great discussions going on. Lovely. Lovely, ma'am. I'll continue answering. Just like Swarna ma'am said, you said we should approach each other saying, what's your Ikigai? It reminded me of Sadhguru's anecdote. I don't want to say the whole thing, but this person goes in search of superpowers to Tibet, to a monastery, and nobody like approaches, nobody talks, because he explains that there people consider it to just ask, who are you, is a very big question. So they don't ask because it's very difficult for people to know who they are. So they don't ask that, or why are you here? That is even more difficult question. So your Ikigai question is like that for me. So, but no, definitely coming into meditation, like Parmeshwaran sir said, when we go into meditation and connect with ourselves, that's the way to find our purpose. So, and how Lakshmi ma'am explained too, I also feel like our purpose changes as our role changes. So when I was a student, or when I was working, or when I was a mother, each time my purpose changed. And maybe it is based on the Maslow's needs, right? You just keep moving. And when you reach this stage of life where you're ready for your self-realization, or that's when I think the true, I had another question, like when we talk many other books, I think You Forever or wherever, the purpose was mentioned, like just being, just experiencing this life. And that is the main purpose for everyone. So I guess maybe finally that's what it boils down to, maybe like after seeing other purposes in your stages. So you can answer that. And the other question I had was that it's a beautiful Venn diagram. I love that diagram. But when we combine when our profession becomes, our passion, why is it said there that you feel useless? I did not understand that. Why would you feel useless? Chandra sir, or you, or anybody can answer.
Sundhaja, put the diagram. I didn't read the word useless there. Where did that come from?
See in that, Sundhaja ma'am, can you put that?
Yes, ma'am.
So where there is one arrow and there you say satisfaction, but below
You
that, what
missed the word feeling there, Vindhya.
feeling useless. Huh? No.
That means maybe, ma'am, when we actually follow our passion and even
You
we are
overcome the feeling. Yeah, I think what you pointed out is correct, Vindhya. It is the word overcome is missing.
Oh, okay. I was like, why would I feel useless when I'm doing what I love? So I got confused. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, ma'am, there is no world, whatever you do, world should benefit, right? So here, you have this, but you're just within yourself, you're within your own walls. So world doesn't benefit. So there is no use. Whatever you do, that's why it's like bringing you to the outside of you.
But how can you say for sure it won't benefit?
Now,
No,
suppose what you are doing is not delivering any value to anywhere, right?
Yes.
Then probably you will end up feeling useless.
Yeah, so means you don't feel satisfied.
You may feel you are doing what you want to do, but if that is not reciprocated by the value to progression, then what happens? Will you feel happy about it? Or will you say, I tried my best, I know they don't need it, but I did what I did.
Basically, this is like service, ma'am. You are doing everything for yourself, but you are not doing service to others. So this is world. Doing for world is like doing the service. So will you be fulfilled? Will you be satisfied if you without service, right? So that's why ultimately everyone has to do service. So
I was thinking like a musician or someone who loves music and he's performing and his job is he's performing for everyone and making people happy.
Yes, that everyone is also, that's for world. So he's happy. Everyone are enjoying listening to his music.
Actually, that's correct. Actually, look at it this way. Vindhya, let us say you are a musician, you play veena. Okay? You enjoy playing veena. I invite you to, let us say, a marriage reception in my house. You are playing the veena, but no one is listening to you.
Okay.
As an artist, how would you feel?
Bad. Yeah, that's
Thank you.
Depressing.
That answers the question. That's what he's trying to convey there.
I would like to add here.
Yes.
See, now I'll compare myself. With me, my another colleague who also came out of the bank, we both joined the yoga trainings. He did PhD. I did not do PhD in yoga. I just completed my diploma in yoga therapy, etc. But I started yoga classes. Till today, he hardly takes any yoga classes. It is 25 years. But he has got a doctorate. I don't have a doctorate. What is the difference here? You can understand, right? Whereas from the day one, I am teaching. So I am enjoying, plus some thousands of people have benefited in this. So I found my Ikigai, but whether he found, I don't know. Right? That is how. So doing PhD, but only doctorate, 2 letters are added prefixed. Like many people, even IAS or many degrees, many people, they just put, IAS, IPS, be like being commander, so many things, and in the bracket, retired. Even after retirement, they are happy to show that. What benefit it has got to you or to the world, not even to you today. Today you are just a being, that's all, right? So this is all finding the truth. That's all. Enjoy. Are you really enjoying? And I am retired, but not tired. But many retired people retire
Yes.
from this world so soon. Why? All these questions will answer to our doubts. Very simple.
So actually adding to what Parmeshwaran sir says and what this diagram is actually telling us, right?
Yeah.
You're doing what you're good at.
Yes.
Is it spreading love? Is it meeting the needs of the world?
Yes.
Are you getting paid for it? Because the composition of Ikigai or Ikigai, right, is what you are good at. It is considering, I mean, it has got constituents of compassion. It is taking care of what the world needs. It is also taking care of you. Otherwise, the balance becomes imbalanced. The triangle on the right-hand side
Okay.
loses its shape. It is no more a triangle. It could be a trapezium for all you know. Or it could become a square. It could become a circle. But the objective is to put it within that. So at every stage of progression in life, the theme needs to have a mixture of love, your skill, your ability or capability, which is what is what you are good at. Then it needs to have a little bit of monetary component in it, which will take care of your survival needs. Or you have created that elsewhere, then this component is not a critical success factor for you. Then it also needs to have a meaning. Where is the meaning coming from? Meeting the need of the world around you or world at large. Either way. Right? So once you have all these four components, then yes. So I stand corrected. It's actually satisfaction. You are getting that, but you are feeling useless. Like we took the example of the music.
Yes. Yes.
I had similar question like what Vidya asked. The way I thought is maybe if you're doing what you like and you're happy, then you're not challenging yourself in that you're like in that comfort zone, or you're not challenging yourself or exploring the areas where you don't feel good or you don't like it. You're never going to that because you're always thinking. That's what I thought, but you clarified.
No, but the concept of challenge doesn't exist anywhere in Ikigai.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, how a person can like go out, let's start feeling limitless, right? Because if you're always in that, like, I'm good at this, I can do it, and everything is benefit. There might be things I'm not good at. When will I develop my skills for that? There is no need.
So probably the Indian women folk have got a wonderful answer for this Ikigai. They call it kitty party.
Okay.
Right? Do you have a better this
Sir,
one?
that is in an
You only
altogether.
take what you are good at there.
Sir, that is in an.
You never try other things. We didn't answer my question, sir. So there is no need to explore or make ourselves better in other areas. Where
No, when all these are there, that is inherent. No, that is inherent, right? See, if 25%, 25%, 25%, and 25% of these four elements, right? Where is competition? Competition is falling where the need to feel better than somebody is coming, but then that is going to be counterproductive to spread of compassion. There will be an excess of what you are paid for at the cost of somebody else's loss of their self-respect. So that mission, passion, vocation, and profession always stay together. Tell me one thing, let us say a person like me or Parmeshwaran sir, at this stage, do we need to take up a job again? Yes, if I have not concentrated on the need or set up a steady stream which is paying for my survival. The moment I have said that, that survival as a worry is eliminated completely, correct?
Yeah.
Because I am trying to run after something which I already have, I am missing out on the other components of pleasure. Like if you take the Maslow's, right? It is telling us that you have got a physiological need. What next? I remember my grandson, if I tell him something, he will come back and say, Tarvata, what next? Right? He will come now in a little while and then say good morning and then say next. Right? So if that circle is complete with all these constituents and all these components, then you will start looking forward to life. Like, I have to go to work versus I want to go to work. So that between want and have to lies the Ikigai.
So
So
Neeta
you
ma'am,
can be
yeah.
jack of all, but you should be master of one. That's why that passion there comes. Learn everything, but focus on something which you are really enjoying, you are good at it, and whatever here. In fact, I have gone through this circle from my friend, except making money from the vocation, from this. That's the only thing I didn't make, but because of the contacts, it came. As Chandramani said, I never earned while in bank. I could not keep a bank balance. But during this process, last 20 years, it also happened simultaneously. Last 2-3 years, now I'm keeping quiet. I'm happy. That's all, as Chandra said. That's all. But I
think
have
there is
some other colleagues of
solution,
mine.
sir.
1 second.
So
Some other colleagues of mine who are working together, they are still working. They are paid well, better than in the bank. Still, they are working. See, this is because of the foolishness. Everything is much. Still, you are stuck with only that, thinking that money is everything. So that is only because of their karma, what I can say otherwise. So this is the purpose of life. They never bothered. So if we have to know the purpose of life, we have to expose like this. Then only we will know. Sitting inside a comfortable room, AC room, and all attendants will not reveal this. That's why we have to expose and take risk. Spirituality is for the courageous people. Spirituality is real adventure. Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, why
Thank
are
you.
we
Neeta
going that
ma'am,
far?
Neeta ma'am, just I wanted to ask you, what is your passion?
Me.
Sorry,
passion is
Neeta ma'am. Neeta ma'am. Sorry, Neeta ma'am.
Okay. Yeah.
my passion is community service only.
So how much peace are you giving in your Ikigai part to that?
How much peace means? Like I would say 25% definitely, because if I'm not focusing on my work or my family, the next thing I'm doing is definitely I am doing community service only.
Okay,
Okay.
tomorrow you lose it, what will you do?
Which one?
Your passion,
Passion.
because of circumstances you are not able to deliver. Then what will you do?
Whatever I'm doing, I'll try to find my passion in that only.
See,
Right.
that is Ikigai.
Right. See, I can say like this also, sir. That what I was saying is, suppose, for 2 months, I was not able to do my passion because some reason, community service, I'm not able to do it. Like, the Corona time. Okay, I'm earning some job, which I'm doing. In that, some proportion, I can start mentoring people, or some money I could donate for people, who are in need. Still, that is a way of community. I'm helping the community only, right? Like 20% of my salary, I can still give it to other person, which maybe I would have not done if I was not making this. But ultimately, my purpose is like.
Let us say you give me that 20%. Okay. I go to some wine shop and then spend it off. Would you give me again?
So that, I mean, see, what we can do is at least.
See, that purpose its value to the others.
Right.
Those are the entities that you look for when you are trying to
right.
implement Ikigai. If you have found it, right, there may be occasions when there is a misuse. But if some good is coming out of that misuse, fine. Otherwise, you will find another alternative. For example, amongst the people here, there is one person we all know, right, who is silent, but he doesn't have the need for survival. What is he doing with his time, with his capability, with his, with his profession and passion? He is combining them into a mission and filling his vocational needs also with the same thing. I know if you extend your imagination, you can identify who it is. But see, I mean, he doesn't need money to survive, but he is still making money. What is that for? That is he has his safety needs, his physiological needs, his belonging, he has got his esteem all together. Now he is looking at self-actualization, which is again a combination of these four entities. In fact, it becomes the 8 entities then. Right? So that way, while our purpose, as Lakshmi ma'am said, keeps on changing, right? The basic theme, the fabric that goes underneath consists most of these elements. As long as that is there, all of us are actually practicing Ikigai.
And Neeta ma'am, just like as Chandra sir said, I feel like, the passion doesn't need to be like everyday practice. If you have said, Corona time, you couldn't go out, but you could donate or anything. But it has to be in that center table somewhere. It is your part. So that is something which I feel.
And you can increase if you want to increase in one area in the challenges like profession, some skills you increase. We will come to know about skill increasing and challenges in next session, next session, Neeta ma'am. But yeah, so if you increase one parameter, automatically all parameters in this will increase automatically. Whatever you're good at, you bring that to increase little. And then love also you will increase, right, simultaneously. So there's always a level of degree here that you can improve. That's why purpose is keep changing. When you're school, one purpose, when you grow a little higher. So once you are, the purpose, you can still take challenges and then go to upper level.
Yeah, beautiful discussions, ma'am. I want to add one more point here, especially on the topic, what your interest or what is Ikigai. So I'll take my own example, right? So I was in corporate for more than 10 years. Of course, I was getting like pretty good paycheck, right? Now I have cut down everything. Like I'm like in a basic pay. It's pretty low, but still I'm happy like what I'm getting because my Ikigai is not just I'm just giving my own example because I can talk to other people. But at the end of the day, I know it could be, and also the Ikigai can also, now I'm just thinking on these thoughts. Like as you grow in your life, like, whatever the experiences you gain, like either through family or it could be experiences at work or whatever it is, right? So with that knowledge also, your Ikigai also keeps changing, and also you develop that interest also. So right now I'm just it's like I keep hearing so many times my friends keeps asking, or so many times I keep getting calls like, okay, join this, join. No, I don't I'm like happy here doing this whatever I'm doing. So I'll be my own example, like what kind of a lifestyle I had. I'll be talking more when I'm doing my session, but I don't want to reveal everything right now. But it's a beautiful journey, I would say. So once you know your passion, once you figure out that what is it really, as sir also actually, Chandra sir explained really good. And also, I also recently came to know that donations, whatever we do, like if the person is not using in a right way, then it's affecting us actually. And it comes back to karma thing. So we have to be extremely careful where we are donating and what we are donating and why we are donating. So as we learned in spiritual tablets, the highest level of service is the spiritual science service. So yeah, I just wanted to add those points. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, masters, what I really realize is if you see this diagram keenly, all circle overlap. Only when you have equal balance of all circles, you'll be able to find the Ikigai. Till then, there's a lack feeling, no matter what it is. That's how, because what I realize is this is exactly how to correlate with my own profession, but the decay happens. The tooth decay happens only when there is a exact overlap of all the things. It is not like one you don't have, the other thing is not there, then there is no dental decay. Okay, so like that, these four circles, what we realize is we should have right amount of love, right amount of what you are good at, right amount of what you are needed at right amount what we are to be paid for. So, but this is what we are here to look at and do. And I'm sure Surika ma'am is doing this one. Hold on to all these sessions to do this exercise of. Meanwhile, you can just go back and realize what is that you are good at, what is that you like, what is that is a passion. Passion, what I felt like, something which doesn't need any motivation is your passion. Getting up and even at midnight, you want to do it so eagerly, so lovingly. That is passion. You're not doing it for anyone. It is just, time is zero. You melt down, and it is more or less like a meditation. That's what I would say. Passion, love can be for anything, for people, work, situation, thing. And need is something which, basic needs, what Maslow's needs are, right? And what are you paid at? My skills. I'm trained, formal training, and I'll be paid for it. That suffices my day-to-day life. And that now can be different for each one of us, right? For me, if we go by our own olden days of my parents, if I say, oh, 200 rupees for a doctor was paid, today 20,000 is paid. He says, even I was paid less, today even I feel it is less. But if I really keenly observe it, both of us were paid at that own junction, whatever the needs were there, right? So it is like that. We always feel lack because we have not centered ourselves to the right balance. Yeah, thank you, Masters. Beautiful discussion. And yeah, I would really want to hear from all other people who are, drawing this wisdom, because it takes lot of understanding when we go through such huge concepts. And thank you, Masters. Thank you.
So can I add few lines, few words to the beautiful discussion on this topic today?
Please, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Very good morning to, and a very good evening to all the masters. As Parmeshwaram sir told, earning is not that important, but if suppose now I'm not that old, but if I'm given an opportunity at the age of 80 to join a job of few hours, not more than a couple of hours, and if I'm earning, if I'm paid sufficiently, I will surely join that job, and I will use that money in not donating the amount directly to anybody, but I will buy the needy things for the needy people. Like now, since 2-3 years, I've started buying woolen clothes for the kids, homeless kids, and the aged. homeless aged, not even in the old age homes or orphanages, because a lot of donation is given in such houses also, in old age homes and orphanages. I buy these clothes, woolen clothes, and go and give them personally to the homeless people who stay on the roadsides, on the pavements. And one more thing I would like to add is, even if I'm playing a veena in my house, and if my neighbors and other people, they are hearing, I think that too can be my contribution to the community, because indirectly I'm conveying a message to my surrounding that we can serve to the community even with such with our hobbies, our passions. Like I can inspire, if not all, of if when I'm playing a veena or a harmonium, or if I'm singing a song while cooking, and if my neighbors are listening, if not all, at least few from my surroundings will surely get inspired, and they too will be encouraged to follow their dormant hobby, whatever they are having. So not necessarily, it's not necessary that we shouldn't join a job or stop earning at a particular age. I will surely earn if I'm given an opportunity to earn, by serving for 1 or 2 hours when I'm 80 or around that age group. So and even sitting in a house, we can do a very good community service, like in the lockdown when the 12th standard exams were going on online. I had completed the science journal of few students, and I was appreciated. And I was even told to start classes. But I was very happy even in completing the journals of those few students. And yes, this is what I wanted to tell, that not necessarily we shouldn't expect any returns, because automatically we get abundance even if we do a selfless service to our surrounding. The universe is so generous that we don't have to give a specific message to the universe, or we shouldn't worry from where I'll get my needs and all that. Automatically our needs, more than what we expect, are fulfilled if we give a selfless service, even by sitting in our house. Now, since 2.5 years, I'm doing Agnihotra in my house daily at a sunrise and sunset. And all initially they were not knowing, but I deliberately keep my window open so that my neighbors, they can see I'm doing a Agnihotra. And the difference I can see in their behavior with me that time and now, it has changed so much. Like I'm feeling very happier, like that I'm doing a very good service to the society. Because as we all know that Agnihotra, it purifies our environment in the circumference of about 12.5 kilometers to the total environment circumference. It purifies, it nourishes our surrounding. So these are the few services which I do selflessly, and I've experienced a lot of return uh, uh, by doing this selfless service. So thank you so much for the beautiful sharing. And I just wanted to add these few words.
Thank you, Jagriti ma'am. Beautiful, wonderful. Yeah, in addition to that, those homas, you can teach meditation to your neighbors and all, because that will change their life, right? So yeah, beautiful. You are, giving entertaining everyone in your community. So yeah, giving knowledge and teaching meditation is the highest service. That's what we say in meditation, in spiritual
Swarna,
yes, sir.
I would like to add 2 bits. First of all, this forum has been nurtured by one such individual till now. And it is continuing to be nurtured. Right? We all know who that is. Now, look at what Upendra sir has just said in the chat. He says, when I tell people I'm retired, people in the community tell me that I cannot retire and I should give more as I have more time. It makes me feel happy because I am enjoying by being useful to the community with my expertise, right? Can there be a better definition to understanding Ikigai?
Yes, sir. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's what Ikigai says, right? Never retire. Whatever it is, you never retire. So, yeah, beautifully you put it, the summary of
No, I did not.
today's
Actually,
session.
Upendra sir did it for all of
Upendra
us.
sir. Yeah, sir. Kudos to you. Exactly. You started with a question and you ended with a great summary.
And the silent backbone of this forum, maybe he wants to say a few words.
Who is that, sir?
Think. The name starts
Ashok,
with
sir?
A, has got
Ashok,
a
sir.
K in between.
Yeah.
Then there is M in the second part of the name.
Chandra sir, Ashok sir, I think he's traveling, sir.
He's not
So,
there. Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
But someone is there with that name.
Yeah, I
Ravani ma'am
opened the
joined.
session, sir. That's why it's there. Sir is gonna come
See,
back.
let us not
Monday.
forget. See, he is doing this entire activity because he is enjoying it. There is value in it, right? He is not really interested in it paying for itself because he has got more than what he needs for survival, probably. But that entire circle, right, is the benefit that we are all getting. Just see where we were before we joined this forum and where we are today. There is no better example. On one side, Upendra sir's statement saying that spiritual tablets is the Ikigai for me, or help me find my Ikigai. And the silent backbone, just look back into what it has done for us and what those lessons are. Once we are able to identify that, I think the message of what we need to do lies within that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you,
to
sir.
one and
Thank
all.
you. Thank you for your inputs and great discussions. Correct. We are all in this right path, just, trying to figure out, as we are moving on, that's for sure. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sindhuja ma'am, and thank you everyone. And yeah, let's start another